Owain Williams in the red. Kyle McClurkin.
Good. Round
in
number
the black.
1. Timekeeper. Ready. Ready. Have fun, gents.
We are underway. Feeling out process here. Look, when McClurkin gets the victory, he does it quick and he does it with his fists. So that's going to be something that Owain Williams has to look out for early here. Was stopped by TKO by ground and pound in his last contest. That was against King Rhino Daly. Fairly recently as well, just last month I believe. So a quick turnaround, looking to find that winning form again. Patient start here from McClurkin in that southpaw stance. But that explosion could come any second now. Cage Warriors featherweight champion Paul Hughes in the corner of McClurkin. Nice left hand lands there. Williams gonna have to find another way in. Oh, slips on the high kick. And he's giving Owain Williams a lot to think about here. The Welsh gangster Oban Elliott in the corner of Williams, who'll be competing in our main card here tonight against James Sheehan. Huge fight with incredible implications in the Cage Warriors welterweight division. A lot of people saying that whoever wins that fight could be in the conversation, well, certainly will be in the conversation as a future title challenger. The likes of Madas Flaminas, Carlos Pedasoli Jr., he's competing next week in Rome. Plenty of names in that welterweight division, and of course, it will be unified by the time we leave here tonight. Unless we have a draw, obviously. Kick to the stomach there from McClurkin. It's a patient start here from the Belfast man, but that might actually benefit Williams here, because we know from McClurkin's past fights, when he wins, he stops them, and he stops them early. So perhaps a bit of the game plan there for Williams is to not engage too much in the opening few minutes. Let this one play out a little bit and then turn up the tempo in the second round. But that's a nice left hand from McClurkin. Williams staying light on his feet here. Tries to catch the kick but doesn't follow up with anything.
You know, you're saying, Brad, as well, that this is McClurkin's first fight in, what, 2.5 years?
Yeah, 2020 September, I believe, was his last contest against Christian Leroy Duncan, so a considerable amount of time out of action.
It is, and it's no surprise for him to be coming out quite, you know, tentative possibly after that amount. So that is a long time to have out of competition for sure.
We've seen teammate Paul Hughes have spells out of action, letting injuries recover, and every time he's come back, he's looked better and better. So maybe we'll see that from Kyle McClurkin here as this one plays out. A little nick under the left eye of Williams. Not going to have any effect on the fight, you wouldn't think. Final minute of the first round here at the 3 Arena. And again lands that straight left hand. It's been his best shot of the fight so far, and Williams just telegraphing a little bit when he's loading up that big right. McClurkin's corner picking up on that very early. Williams yet to land anything of significance in this first round, but we've got plenty of time, still 10 minutes left to play with. left there was Williams in the round, and a fairly uneventful first round there, Dan. A bit of a feeling out process, but this is where we start asking the questions. What was that part of the game plan of Williams maybe not to engage? Maybe trying to just drag this one out a little bit.
Round number 2, you ready? Ready. Half up.
And McClurkin immediately coming out, closing Williams down. Changes levels there.
Yeah, first shot of the fight, and beautiful, straight into a body lock there and almost passing directly the mount. So, you know, we're talking about strategy. Maybe Williams was, you know, kind of waiting out that first round, but certainly looked like McClurkin there with a very different strategy. He looks like he's looking to attack the far side Kimura here, so you can see him trying to push down that leg, but I think he might be trying to bait. So watch out for that left arm of McClurkin to grab onto that right wrist of Williams if he sees the opportunity to do so. He passes there nicely. He's still in a good position to attack that Kimura. Otherwise, the real main option from here is going to be the step back over into, there we go, having a look at that wrist there, just thinking about it. Yeah, the other option is to step directly into mount, and there comes the Kimura. I mean, it's a very obvious setup from that position because, I mean, the arm's on the inside there, so you do have the, and you can use the Kimura as a good threat. You know, let's say, for example, you want to take the mount, and the person's defending it really well. If you attack the Kimura straight onto immediately onto a rear naked choke there, but it looks like he's not quite underneath the neck. One hook in there. Calls from his corner to get the second hook in. Second hook does come in, and he looks like he's going to try and switch off to possibly a body triangle there. The position's good, but the fence there is going to be limiting his movement slightly of what he's able to do, but he's not underneath the neck, he's over the jaw, but it's still a strong position enough to get the finish, and it looked for a second there that Williams was thinking about it. He's able to release this and go back to trying to fight a one-on-one.
McClurkin looking to bait the mistake out of Williams here.
Yeah, Williams needs to be trying to bring his body down to the ground and turn into his opponent again. Not underneath the neck, but so many people, they don't attempt to get underneath the neck. They just get over the jaw. The problem is that McClurkin's not bringing his arm deep enough through. So you can see how shallow the actual locked off position is, where he's only grabbing onto sort of his fingertips there. It means that he's not really able to generate a huge amount of force. But if you can get that arm, that choking arm a little bit deeper, even if it's over the face, there's a good chance that he'll be able to get the finish just because he's able to generate more power. Yeah, calls to soften up with strikes here, and not a bad idea. Utilize those MMA tools.
And what you love to see from McClurkin here is he's obeying every instruction from the corner team, following it to a T. And it's giving a lot of success in this second round.
So even though he didn't hold it there for very long, you saw McClurkin just very quickly, briefly went for another rear naked choke set up over the jaw again, but it was in a much better position. That choking arm is in a deeper position, so it allows you to grab on and lock off much, much deeper and generate more force. But so far, Williams, I mean, plenty of time still on the clock. He's done, in terms of positioning, what he's done is he's brought his body over, or he's turned onto the side of that locked off body triangle. McClurkin's been able to reverse that now, but you want to get onto that side because it limits your opponent's ability to move. Very often they'll try and then release that body triangle to lock it off on the other side, and in doing so you can find your opportunity to escape here. But I think McClurkin's just going to try and stay with that body triangle locked off and continue to try and work underneath the chin. But so far, I mean, Williams' defense has been completely sufficient to avoid this choke, and I think there's a really good chance that we could see the rest of the round, minute and a half go without the choke being put on. Here's a much deeper position here. See, when I say deep position, you see what I mean? Like the more of the glove is locked on the bicep here instead of just having the fingertips, and it just allows you to generate more force. But if you're not able to get underneath the neck, you're somewhat relying on your opponent's. Now that is underneath the neck now. The position is deep. This is very, very nice. I think that's going to be it. Yeah, I don't think that there's any escape out of this position. It's only a matter of time. He's trying to grab on there, but he should be trying to release the hand behind the head. And wow, super impressive, but he hasn't freed that neck. He hasn't, you see, he had a quick opportunity there to try and strip the grip. He didn't do so, but wow, that is super, super impressive.
Yeah, some neck on Owain Williams
absolutely.
There.
I think like that sort of escape purely comes down to toughness. It really does, because everything was kind of locked off there, and he just gritted it out.
They make him tough in Carmarthen. And Owain Williams displaying that toughness here tonight. Now the question is, has McClurkin maybe burned those arms out a little bit with those big squeezes?
Not just the arms, the legs as well. I mean, it's not easy to hold on to this body triangle position for a long period of time. And sure, Williams is in a really uncomfortable position here, but in terms of energy output, his output is pretty low here. So I mean, 4.5 minutes spent locked in a body triangle on someone's back. Those legs are going to be feeling very, very heavy when McClurkin gets back to his feet, I guarantee you that. And the arms as well. Multiple attempts of a squeeze through the chin. There we go. He sees out the rest of the round there. But yeah, that last, I saw that there was probably a good chance he would see out that round, but I mean, that kind of not even escaping that. It wasn't really an escape. He just was so tough that he wasn't able to, the McClurkin wasn't able to get the finish there. It's just a tiny gap by that crook of the elbow where there was a little bit of space there that Williams could have got a small amount of air, but I mean, just pure toughness from Williams.
Trying to throw that big right hand over the top, and Williams looking to drag his man to a dogfight. Nice knee to the body, and it's Williams looking for the takedown now.
Yeah, you know, we're talking about the aggressiveness from Williams. I think now he probably knows that he's got to make something happen, and maybe also thinking, as we theorize, that McClurkin could be a little bit fatigued after all of that work from the back position. McClurkin doing a really nice job of controlling the grips on the inside there, back into a double underhook position. He looks to try and trip and not successful, but it looks like he's going to try and go for a similar takedown than he did before. He's in that body lock position, but again, perhaps the strength in those arms not quite what they were 5 minutes ago.
Oh, nice shot there. Appeared to stagger Williams a little bit. Oh, the big bomb over the top from the Welshman.
Oh.
McClurkin does not want to get complacent and get caught with those big bombs here. And they are swinging for the fences in this third round. Throwing that straight left again is McClurkin. Does Williams want to start investing to the body here in this third round? Another stiff left hand and a kick behind it. And it's McClurkin turning up the heat in the third now. I think any questions about whether he was ready to go the full 3 5-minute rounds have been firmly answered here.
Yeah, he's looked very good. Absolute headhunting from Williams.
I mean, this is it, right? This is, big knee from McClurkin.
Oh, and straight into the mount position. And 3 minutes to go here. I think he's just going to look to rain down some strikes. Yeah, definitely the smartest move from here, especially the defensive capabilities from the back. I think even if Williams shows the back position, as often people do when they're trying to escape the mount, I think McClurkin should just stay here and strike. 3 minutes in a super dominant position here, and
takes the back, gets that body triangle in again.
Oh, underneath the neck there, possibly. Got that one hand in, trying to strike there to loosen up the position. I heard something from the corner. I don't know whether it was take the back or don't take the back. Personally, I think probably a better position to try and keep that top dominant position and try and strike from there. But then again, you know, once again, a dominant position.
And McClurkin not looking to ride out the clock here. He's trying to get the finish in this third round.
Yeah, for a second there, you see how Williams tried to move to his left-hand side, and for a second there, McClurkin looked to actually try and switch back to the mount position, but then saw the opportunity, lost a little bit. But if he sees the opportunity to do that, I think he's going to try and get back to the mount again if he can. Still hunting for that neck, but
again,
underneath the neck again here, but the defensive work is enough to avoid these chokes. You know, he's doing everything, and it can be very frustrating. The difference between attacking the back with those big, I mean relatively big gloves on compared to when you're barehanded, it's a huge, huge difference. It really is. It's so much harder to attack from the back position, even though the rear naked choke is by far the most common and popular and powerful submission in MMA. It's so different to pure grappling just because of the ability to connect those hands.
60 seconds on the clock from McClurkin and Williams here, and Williams going to need an absolute miracle now in this third round. He's going to find a way out of this and land that one big overhand right, and it doesn't look like Kyle McClurkin will be giving him the opportunity whatsoever.
I mean, he's going to try and throw these strikes with McClurkin on his back anyway.
Yeah, I think it was Williams coming out that third round and really a case of go big or go home, and unfortunately got caught, and McClurkin able to get the takedown and has dominated the game from the back position here.
Yeah, I think the stuff that Williams needs to be working on, for next time in his next camp, I think, is addressing the lack of activity in the lower body here. You can see he's doing really, really good defensive work with the upper body, fighting that one-on-one grips, but he's not doing anything in the lower body to try and disrupt that body triangle position. So the body triangle has kind of been his kryptonite in this fight. Switch to an armbar here. I mean, 5 seconds left. It's not going to be enough to really do anything, but I mean, imagine if we had another minute on the clock there. That could have been interesting.
Should have been very interesting indeed. Unfortunately, time had run out for Owain Williams, and Kyle McClurkin gets his first Cage Warriors victory.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of mixed martial arts action, we go to our judges' scorecards. Your judges score this bout 30-26, 30-26, and 30-27 in favor of your winner by way of unanimous decision. In the red corner, Big Sexy